So yeah, hi there. We're going to talk a bit about our project, but before I introduce it as I'm Naomi Jakes, I'm the PI, but I'm going to let Ben Wainwright say a little bit first from the point of view of our partners.
Hi, my name's Ben Wainwright. I used to work for Lancaster City Council, and this project was kicked off when I was there. And I looked at this from a city council perspective, in the sense that we know that smart cities are coming. For instance, we've seen news about Alphabet wanting to redevelop an area of Toronto as a smart city. But thinking about it from the public point of view, that these are public spaces and smart cities involve a lot of data collection. That can be, public data collection. It can be personal data collection about people and how they operate. And it can also be quite anonymous data collection like air quality and that type of thing. But always remembering that anonymous data, things like air quality, can still have a knock-on effect on real people's lives if they affect house prices and that kind of thing, and health choices. And I wanted the city council to be in a position that if someone came in and said, we want to make your district smart, we want to put a load of sensors up, we didn't really have a way of knowing what those sensors would collect, how we could evaluate them, how we could make informed decisions about it. So the idea was we'd have a kind of ethical policy that if someone came in, we would be able to ask the right questions to determine what impact those sensors would have on people's lives and allow us to make an informed decision around consent as to whether we allow them, and also how we gauge public opinion about that, or we're open and transparent with our citizens to make sure they're aware of the purpose of the sensors, what's been recorded, how we do it. And also ideally with the point of view that if you are gathering information about our citizens, then that data should be open and reusable because it belongs to the citizens and not the organisations that are collecting it. So how we build that into our ethical framework as well. And it was at that point, thinking about that we contacted Lancaster University to see what help they could offer.
Thanks, Ben. So we went ahead with this PETRAS project. It's also got people from University of Aberdeen involved and a user interface designer. So their information is on our poster, but these are the people that are here today. As Ben's just said, that the kind of main aim was to kind of explore how Internet of Things and edge devices, sensors and systems can be used ethically in public spaces, and developing this new policy with Lancaster City Council for secure and trustworthy IoT. And one of the ways we're going to do that is to help develop an actual policy, but we're also developing a digital tool which can help the process of evaluating deployments, either that are being thought about or proposed or actually have already been deployed, to think about how they can be more ethical and more secure. So the first thing that we did to start this progress was to hold a series of workshops, and these were using design methods. So we held a walking workshop where we took people from Lancaster Council on a walk round Lancaster City Centre, looking at devices, some of which were real Internet of Things deployments in the city, but some of which were design fiction objects, so things that we'd created to kind of provoke and explore some questions, so some of which did raise these ethical or security questions. And we asked people to fill out these field guides, to kind of a spotter's guide to the different sensors in the city, and fill in some information about what they thought about these and some of the challenges. And here you can see kind of we did get people to really examine it, and we did use some quite provocative things. So for example, we had a sign on the bus station talking about sensors that might be used there, and potentially artificial intelligence doing some analysis on this data that might include personal sensitive data. It might connect up with other systems such as NHS databases, and thinking about some of the implications of not only how that data might be used, but also how it might be kept secure. We also did a digital version of the same walk to kind of connect with a wider range of people who might not have actually been in Lancaster and able to come on the walk with us. And so we built a version of Lancaster City Centre in an online platform called GatherTown. And we recreated that design fiction sensor deployment walk for cybersecurity experts who had more knowledge about the technical aspects of some of these deployments, some of the concerns around, for example, data sharing security, to give us also some feedback on what better policies might be to kind of address some of these challenges. And again, we used the paper guides, but we sent these out to people in the post so they could fill them in while they went on the digital walk around the city. So based on that, we are going to be holding some policy development workshops with officers from the council, but we're also developing this toolkit. So this is in progress at the moment. And this is based on previous work from the Trust Lens project that was led by Aberdeen, some work done there. And that made a kind of early prototype version, but we're now developing that into something which can actually be shared and used by different councils or organizations or anyone who's thinking about an IoT or edge deployment, that ask some of these questions about, you know, what exactly is it the sensors are going to do, what data is going to be produced, and who has access to it. And it leads thinking through all these questions. These are the large questions in the set, and each of these has sub questions under it. And the idea is it also filters so that you will only see questions appropriate for your type of deployment. And this will be on a website, so people can download it for the stage of the deployment they're at, get a filtered set particular for their deployment, and then be able to make notes and collect all that information to refer to later. And hopefully that will support people being able to not only think about these deployments in a way that is ethical and secure, but also if there are policies in place by local government, then people can have the ability to know how to put in place deployments that are in accordance with those policies. So thanks, I will go back to the post.